What's up, family? Something doesn't want me making this video. I was just recording the video, and like 15 minutes into the video, my phone shut off. It is what it is. We're gonna do it again, and again, and again if we need to, but we're gonna get this message out. For the record, it's Friday morning. Um, the video is gonna come out midnight Saturday. And so I was laying there this morning, as I always do, and I'm always meditating and talking to God. What do you want me to say to the people? It's not about me. It's not about what I want to talk about. It's not about um, me. It's what do you want me to share with the people? And it's always been like that. You know what I mean? Um, and so as I was meditating this morning and talking to God, um, He brought back to my memory this young lady that used to work for me, and just how our relationship um, ended. You know what I mean? It wasn't an intimate relationship or anything of that nature. She worked for me, but there was a line drawn in the sand, and neither one of us was willing to go any further. You know what I mean? Because that line was crossed. You know what I mean? Stay with me. We're gonna go somewhere. Um, if you've been with me for a while, you know that I used to work in the prison system in California. I was a drug abuse, anger management, domestic violence, um, parenting. I did all these different, taught the inmates all these different things. You know what I mean? And so one of the things that we did was we had them write autobiographies when they came into the prison system. We want the idea of, okay, who we're dealing with, why they're here, what's going on with them. And this young man, well, he wasn't young. He was probably his 40s, 50s. He's in his 50s. And he shared with me, or shared in his autobiography, how he'd been in and out of prison for 30 years. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. This young lady and I were talking. This young lady, Gloria. We were talking about this young man. And we got into it about this young man. And what I mean, we got into it. We had a disagreement that could not be overcome. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. And so we're talking about his life and where he's at now. You know what I mean? And this young man, he's a Buddhist. He's involved in Buddhism. He meditates. Um, he's a champion in his community, working with young kids. Um, a pillar in the community, working with young men, you know, and dealing with them with their anger issues and just their loneliness and their low self-esteem and their insecurities and all these other different things. He's teaching them so much about life, you know what I mean? And man, outstanding guy, great pillar in the community, okay? But that wasn't who he always was. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. Again, this guy'd been in and out of prison for over 30 years, out of the jail system, you know what I mean? And background, he shared with us in his autobiography that as a little kid, his father and mom were quote unquote happily married. His father was a big preacher in the church. He had several churches up under him. Stay with me. His father had several different churches up under his leadership, up under that followed him. Okay. Um, and one day while he was at school, he came home and there was so much commotion on the outside the house. His mom was screaming and crying. His grandma and grandpa was there. Everybody's like just, crying and hugging and just packing up stuff, right? And so he gets off the bus and he runs to see what's going on. And he finds out that his dad has been having an affair with another woman in one of his other churches. Not just having an affair, but they were married. And not just married, but he had younger brothers and sisters by his dad with this other woman. And so obviously that was devastating to him. His dad was his hero. He wanted to grow up and be just like his dad. His dad was his hero. His dad championed, and his dad, in his mind, his dad was the role model, the pillar of what a Christian man looked like. His dad was the epitome of a godly man. His dad was everything to him. His dad was, again, up there. He was reverenced by all these people. He was revered by all these people. He was, man, just honored, and just, he was on this pedestal by all of these people in all these churches. He preached hellfire and damnation. He preached accepting Jesus Christ. He preached role modeling and making your life a reflection of Jesus Christ and all this other stuff. Okay? And now to find out, his dad has another family. His dad's been living a double life. He's preaching and teaching and all these things to the community. But in the home, he was something else. That was devastating. That was confusing to him. They leave. Go stay with the grandma and grandpa for a while. They're in another church, in their grandma and grandpa's church. And this deacon of the church takes a liking to his mom. Comes in like a knight in shining armor, sweeps her off her feet, marries her. Man, he's brought her so much joy, so much happiness, and just excitement about life. He's brought her out of her funk. He's helped bring her out of her funk, out of her depression. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. He's teaching Bible study. He's in charge of the men's group. You know what I mean? He works with the young boys and young girls in the church. He teaches Sunday school. And then he starts molesting that little boy. The young boy, devastated, started doing drugs to cope with his illusions of what a man of God is. Cope with the illusions of a man, period. You know what I mean? How could men be so cruel? How could men be so selfish? How could men be so mean? His father left him for this, him and his mom, for this other family. You know what I mean? For this other woman and their kids. You know what I mean? And now this man he's idolized and looking upon as, man, a father figure. Man, he's helping all these people, but look at what he's doing privately. And he's wondering, man, how many other young boys has he done this to? How many other young kids has he done this to? And he can't cope with that because, man, in the community, his father was idolized. In the community, his father was loved and cherished. In the community, the stepfather was loved and cherished. In the community, his stepfather was idolized, was on this pedestal of what a great man of God was. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. And he can't handle it. And so he's doing drugs. Start stealing, start doing all kinds of stuff. Start going in and out of juvenile hall, youth authority, and just jail, and now prison. And on his last stint in prison, he reads this book. And it connects with him. It resonates with him. And he changes his life. And he wants to be a beacon of hope, a beacon of, of love. Regardless of all the stuff he's gone through. He doesn't want anything to do with Christianity. He's a Buddhist. He's not involved in the prison gangs anymore. He's not doing drugs anymore. He's not doing any of those other stupid stuff. You know what I mean? He completely cuts everything off and transforms his life. He understands his purpose now. Now he's walking and living within his purpose. And so Gloria and I were talking, and she was so animated and so mad, and he's still going to hell because he has to accept Jesus Christ as his Savior, and and nothing he's doing is good enough, and it's all in vain, and it's not going to be accepted by God, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, hold up, time out, Gloria, time out, breathe, you know what I mean? Gloria, you mean to tell me that this man who completely changes his life, Christianity couldn't do it. No other religious groups could do it. And he picks up this book by this guy, this author, Thich Nhat Hanh, you know, and he resonates with this book. This guy says the things that hits him, that he gets, that turned the light on for him. And he began the process of changing his life to where he became a role model inmate, you know what I mean? Trying to help other inmates. He paroles and he goes out into the community and he does all these great things. He's doing all of these great things. And you're telling me that that's not acceptable in the eyes of God because he didn't accept Jesus Christ. And he's not doing it in the name of Jesus Christ. And she said, yeah, he's going to hell and whoop de whoop de whoop. And she was like animated about it. You know what I mean? Just, man, and you could see that her blood pressure was elevated. Man, she started turning a little reddish. And she was like just really angry about this, you know? And it's like, Gloria, why are you personalizing what this guy has gone through and how he's changed his life? And why are you so mad that he won't accept Christ? Why are you so mad that he's doing all these great things? He's not in prison anymore. He's not robbing people anymore. He's not stealing anymore. He's not in prison doing stupid stuff anymore. He's helping the community. He's a beacon of hope and love in the community. He's helping his mom, something he's never done. Why are you so angry and mad that he chose a different path other than Christianity? Why are you so angry and mad that this path that he's on, man, he's so loving and he's so peaceful and he has this joy that you don't understand? Why does that bother you so much? And she's like, because it's not right and he's going to, and she's like just really, you know, it's like, oh my God, this lady's like really wigging out. And I said, Gloria, in his eyes, his father was all about Christianity. His father taught about Jesus. His father was a quote unquote a man of Jesus. You know what I mean? He preached Jesus in everything. And look at what he was doing. Look at the double life he was living. His stepfather preached Jesus. He taught Jesus. He quote unquote saved so many people. He quote unquote brought so many people to church, brought so many people to God, brought so many people to Jesus, converted so many people. And look at what he was doing in the privacy of his own home. She wouldn't accept that. She couldn't accept that. To the point where she started justifying and making excuses for the father and the stepfather. Oh, nobody's perfect, and we all have shortcomings, and whoop de whoop de whoop, and God still loves us, and all this other ignorant stuff. And it's like, oh, I'm done. I'm done. You know what I mean? And it's like, our relationship ended. You know, she continued to work for me, but it was like I was done. I'm done. I can't talk with you. I can't be cool with somebody who's so animated and so angry that somebody could change their life. and so hateful that this person changed their life, but they didn't do it according to the way you told them they needed to. They didn't do it according to your standards and your expectations. They didn't do it holding on to the beliefs that you have. And because they didn't do it according to your belief system, they're damned to hell. Because they didn't do it according to your belief system, they're wrong. And everything that they're doing is in vain. It's not going to amount to anything. And it's like, wait a minute. This guy has been more of a beacon of hope and love than you are. What are you doing? Other than judging people, what are you doing other than condemning people? This guy's actually making a difference in the world. This guy's actually helping people. And you, in your self-righteous, arrogant, egotistical, narcissistic ways, are saying that he's wrong. Because he's not doing it the way you think he should do it. But yet you ain't doing crap, but judging people and condemning them and minimizing what they're doing. Okay. Why am I sharing all this? Family, we all have our own unique journey. We all have our own unique journey. We have to stop with the foolishness. We have to stop with the elementary belief system that you got to do it my way or it's not the right way. If you're not doing it this way, then it's wrong. If you're not doing it that way, then it's wrong. You know what I mean? We got to stop the stupid stuff. We have to stop the stupid stuff. I hear so many Christians talking about, man, you need to take all this stuff off, all those crystals, all that stuff. Man, you tell me that, I'm putting more on. I'm putting more on. Just because you told me I need to take it off because you ignorant. You know what I mean? Man, we have to stop the stupid stuff. And what I mean, my crystals that your God made, my God made, the Bible says that all things were made by God. You know what I mean? God created the heavens and the earth. Everything in it, God created. All of these crystals, they're all God made. They were here before we got here. They've been around longer than we've been here. They'll be around longer than we'll be here. If my God made these crystals, then what makes these crystals satanic? If my God made these crystals, then what makes these crystals devilish? If my God made these crystals, then what makes these crystals wrong? But yet, you'll go out and spend thousands of dollars on a diamond that come from the same ground that these crystals come from. And you wearing a diamond is acceptable. You spending thousands of dollars on a diamond is perfectly fine. But I can't rock some crystals that God made? But you can wear diamonds? I can't wear my crystals that God made? But you can wear gold? You can wear platinum? And it all comes from the ground. Just like my crystals do. Your gold, your silver, your platinum, all that's good. That's all acceptable. That's perfectly fine for you to wear. Your pearls, that's all perfectly fine for you to wear. You can wear your birthstones and all that other stuff. You can have a ring on with your birthstones and your kids' birthstones and all that other stuff, which is crystals. You can rock all of that, and that's perfectly fine. But I can't wear my crystals. I can't wear my crystals because it doesn't meet with your standards. It doesn't meet with your expectations. It doesn't meet with your belief system. And so I'm wrong for it. I'm going to die wrong for it. You know what I mean? Because I don't give a crap what you're talking about. Especially you that are religiously fanatics and damning everybody to hell. I don't care what y'all talking about. You could get on talking all the yak yak all you want to. It don't mean nothing to me. I've heard it all. It don't mean nothing to me. We have to grow up, family. We have to grow up. Man. people talk about, man, I can't believe you a Mason and do. Family, I've been a Mason longer than most of you've probably been alive. I'm going to say that again. I've been a Mason since 93. Most of the people that I hear comment, and most of the people that on my Facebook and everything else that talk to me, oh man, you can't be a Muslim, a Mason, and I can't believe you did it. Man, you ain't even that old. You just found out about quote unquote Masonry 5, 10 years ago. You ain't even really did no in-depth research or study on it. But yet you gonna get on talk about act like you know everything about it. I've been diligent in my study since I became one. We have to grow up, family. We have to understand that, man, there's good people and bad people in everything. I don't care what organization you get involved with. I don't care what you believe in. There's good and bad people in everything. It's just human nature. It is what it is. As a black man, I hear so much how young black men are always sagging their pants, and black men, they're criminals and they're gang members and they're drug dealers and they're rapists and all this other stupid stuff, right? And you hear that, there's all these stereotypes. You know what I mean? All the black women are hoes and they're bees and they're sluts and they're gold diggers and they're wooty wooty woo. You know what I mean? You hear all these stereotypes. Okay? And we have to grow up. We have to grow up emotionally. We have to grow up intellectually and spiritually and understand that just because there's a stereotype doesn't mean that everybody fits that stereotype. It doesn't mean everybody's walking in that stereotype. It doesn't mean everybody lived their life according to that stereotype. And that stereotype is ignorant. That's like saying all Christians are wrong. That's like saying all Christians are evil people. That's like saying all Christians are self-righteous and judgmental. All Christians aren't like that. A lot of the ones I know are like that, but all Christians aren't like that. All Muslims aren't bad people. And yet you have some bad people in Islam. Yet you have some bad people in Christianity. And in every walk of life. You have some bad people that are black. You have some bad people that are white. You have some bad people that are Hispanic and Asian and woo woo woo. It don't mean everybody's like that. We have to grow up, family. We have to understand that we all have our own unique journey. And how somebody else is living their journey, how somebody else is walking their journey, man, it is what it is. That's their journey. Let them be. Let them be. Stop being distracted and focus on their journey. As long as you focus on somebody else's journey, then you're not focused on your journey. As long as you focus on what they doing, how they doing it, and why they doing it, you ain't focused on what you're supposed to be doing. We have to grow up. My hope and prayer is that we'll learn and humble ourselves, understanding that we're all different. We may all have our own unique belief system, our own unique way of doing things. You know what I mean? You might fry your chicken this way. You might not eat fried chicken. You might bake your chicken. You might boil your chicken. You might broil your chicken. You might not even eat chicken. However you do it, it don't mean that it's wrong just because I don't do it that way. Just because I put this seasoning in my chicken and my batter don't mean that I'm wrong. Don't mean that you're right. You drink Kool-Aid. I don't drink Kool-Aid. Don't mean that you're wrong because you drink Kool-Aid. We have to grow up. We have to stop being so self-righteous and dogmatic. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.